I think we've seen the last of the four-day conventions. I mean, there's just not enough to do anymore. Something always happens at these conventions, and I think they are important. I mean, I think they do serve a purpose. I mean, we have the CBS News New York Times poll out this week that I was stunned to find that 1/3, one voter in three, told our pollsters they did not have enough information about Mitt Romney to make a judgment on whether they were for him or against him. So the parties talk about reintroducing the candidate to the American people at these conventions. In a sense, they are introducing the candidate to a large number of Americans. So I still think they serve a purpose, and I hope they continue because they're just so much fun.
Yeah, there you go. James,
I hate to get personal about it, but
I of course agree with Bob. I wouldn't presume not to, but you know, I think that I agree that they're going to get more. It makes sense that they would become more compressed. I think they still make a lot of sense as a focusing moment for the nation on the candidate, but also for the party structure. I mean, the party structure is under assault for all sorts of reasons and is disintegrating on the margins. But this is a huge party for the Republican Party, and that really matters. I think the bigger question is to the press why there are still so many of us here. But to me, one of the most interesting developments, again, thinking about how this might change, was yesterday. Obviously, the tradition of the other campaign going dark during the convention is over. The notion that the other candidate will retreat to a vacation spot and not make mischief. But yesterday, you know, President Obama doing this Ask Me Anything chat on the social network Reddit, I thought was a really kind of sly way to reach also a huge number of people, possibly a comparable number of people to the crowd that Paul Ryan reached yesterday, and sort of slyly telegraph, and then on the day that the Republicans are saying, here's our new young face of our party, that there's a whole different way to reach young people in this
one
country.
thing we're going to talk about with our guests in a moment is the impact on the electorate of the convention, the modern convention, and particularly whether anything before the acceptance speech really resonates very much. I kind of wonder, it feels to me like it's hard to imagine it continuing, and I've been to everyone since '84, not quite the '68. It's hard to imagine it continuing in the current form. But the contradiction or the catch-22 I have in my head is that once you go to the expense of building the infrastructure to do this and bringing all these people here, I'm not sure that cutting it down to 3 or 2 days really like improves this. It's more just kind of the mass of it, especially in the post 9/11 era, and I think we all can agree that that's really changed the experience. I mean, the level of security that is understandably required. So I think it'll be fascinating to see. I think the initial response in 4 years will be a 3-day convention, but I do wonder if we might see it disaggregated in some way in the future, whether it all has to be concentrated here in the same respect.